สวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีค่ะคุณอ้นเราอยู่ที่ไหนเอ่ยวันนี้
เราอยู่ที่ BKS Technology ครับที่เป็น Demo Lab ครับผม
เรามาทำไมนะ
เรามารู้กันว่าตารางธาตุ
เรารู้ไปทำไมตารางธาตุเนี่ย
ภาษาอังกฤษคืออะไร
periodic table of elements ว้าวไง
รู้ไปทำไมใช่ไหมที่เราหายใจอยู่ทุกวันนี้คือออกซิเจน
ออกซิเจนก็เป็นหนึ่งธาตุ
ไนโตรเจนก็มีนะฮะเรามาเรียนรู้กันว่าวันนี้เรามาลองลงลึกกันดูว่ามันสำคัญกับเรายังไง
แล้วมีทำไม
ถูกต้อง
แต่เราสองคนไม่มีความรู้นะฉลาดไม่พอ
คือรู้กับงูปลาเพราะสมัยก่อนตอนที่ผมเรียนเนี่ยมันอยู่นิดเดียวเองตารางธาตุตอนนี้มันเยอะมาก
มันจะ200แล้วมั้ง
เกือบ118 100กว่าแล้วครับผมประมาณนี้
แล้วมันมีธาตุใหม่ทำไมต้องมีธาตุใหม่มีทำไมเกิดยังไงผู้รู้คนนี้เขาจะบอกเราค่ะ
เราไปหาคำตอบกันครับ
Hello everybody, my name is Marco Farina. I am the Business Development Director and also responsible for the Center of Excellence at DKSH. We are here in our lab in Bangkok and actually in one of the rooms. This is our elemental analysis room, and today we will talk about the table of periodic table or the table of Mendeleev. Mendeleev is is a Russian scientist that has been inventing this table in more than 150 years. Actually, you can see that we have it in the room, and actually in every lab you will find at least one periodic table. We also have a mouse pad here because this room is all about elements, elemental analysis with our XRF machine. On the table that you can see on the wall is actually not complete. You see that here on this table we have many more elements, and I will talk a little bit later about that. But yeah, so the table, the periodic table is very fundamental. It's actually one of the cornerstones in chemistry and in anything which is related to material science, material development, new materials, and is actually getting more and more important. And I will share a few examples later. You can see the table as a kind of like in a kitchen. If you are in a kitchen and you want to make a meal, you have a lot of ingredients. And these kind of ingredients are the elements. If you put them together, you make a nice meal. And also with the element, you can you can choose, for instance, our body as well is 95% of our body is about 4 elements. It's carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. But then we have many more elements in our body. You can find, of course, calcium in the bones, but there's chlorine, there is phosphor, there is sulfur, many more. So everything in life is all about elements. And yeah, if you think about major inventions, let's take the most very famous now is the chip, the microchip. So when the first chips came out, they were using silicon, which basically is silicon is not more than sand, right? And it was abundantly if you find it in the ground very easily. And to make it as a transistor, you would so it's an element which is from the 4th. You can see it's in the row 4, right? Very stable. And then you need to use different elements to make it conductive. You will use elements from 3 and to dope the silicon, or elements of 5, so you can make a transistor. But now, of course, the chips need to get faster and faster. That's why they have been using other elements like arsenic or indium phosphide, gallium. So there's a lot of development, and that's just because we're looking into the table and say, okay, what if we take this element? What will happen? Another example I can give you, for instance, is let me just take one. Let's say beryllium. Beryllium, probably not many people have heard about beryllium, but beryllium, if it's used to mix into can be steel or any other metal to avoid a spark, right? When you get like a spark, like for instance an aircraft or even wrenches, they make it spark proof. They use beryllium. Okay. What else? I think I just already mentioned in the beginning. We had, this was actually when I was young, it was even less. A lot of elements have been added on, and the elements, you will see certain elements they're called Einsteinium or Americum or Moscovium, and elements are either the new elements are either where they were found or the inventor or the people who found it. Like Einsteinium is definitely something that Einstein did invent. So, but in this one, you see there's a lot of new elements, and there were a lot of new elements coming after, I think 2016, they added they're very heavy elements. They are called heavy elements because their atomic number is high, right? I think we are up to 118, if I'm not mistaken. So everything above 112 is called very heavy elements, and actually you don't find them in nature. They are developed into the lab. They're using a particle accelerator to create these elements, and these elements are very radioactive and very unstable. So they have a half-life of maybe 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, but it's enough for doing certain research. And of course, is continuously looking for new elements. We just finalized the 7th row. So this is the 7th row of the table. We are sure that an 8th row will come. And maybe one day if we go to Mars, we will find way more elements. Okay, now a question you may have is, why do I need to know about all these elements? Why are they important to life or to our future? I give you one very important example. Let's take hydrogen. And hydrogen is the most simple element. You can see it on the left top corner. The most easiest element, very simple, okay, but it will probably change our future. Will probably, hopefully, solve a lot of environmental issues that we have. So as you know, today our energy comes from fossils. Fossils is everything related to carbon. That's another element, very abundant into the soil, like petroleum. But fossil carbon is also one of the elements that creates CO2, carbon dioxide. So which of course it's one of the factors that creates our warming up of the planet. Okay, so hydrogen has I would say the characteristics to generate a lot of energy. And so this is also what we are doing with fusion, but also hydrogen fuel cells. So you will see that today everybody talks about EV, electric cars, which today are still using batteries. Batteries also about elements. They're using lithium to use the battery, and there are many other rare earth elements in battery. And rare earths are mined today predominantly in China. China is the biggest country when it comes to rare earth. But hydrogen is available in air, right? Air you can through a certain chemical synthesis extract hydrogen, and that will really help the future to solve a few of the environmental issues. So this was a little bit of history, a little bit of anecdotes about the periodic table. Thank you.
ไงชัดเจนแล้วใช่ไหม
โหเคลียร์มากเลยอยู่นะ
สรุปก็คือทุกธาตุที่เราหาเจอแล้วในปัจจุบันมันอยู่ในตารางธาตุนั้นแล้วไหนลองยกตัวอย่างสักธาตุในชีวิตประจำวันเราสิ
ถ้าเป็นผมนะผมจะนึกถึงคาร์บอน
ทำไมอ่ะ
อ้าวปิ้งย่างไงหนูนะ
ไอฐานที่
ไป
ใช้
ปิ้งเนื้อย่างกินเนี่ยโอ้โหคาร์บอนเลยครับผม
ใช่ก็คือในอุปกรณ์ทุกอย่างที่เราใช้ในโทรศัพท์นะคะ มีทุกธาตุทุกธาตุมันอยู่ในแต่ละอย่างของชีวิตเรา สุดท้ายแล้วเราอาจจะมีไวเบเนียมแบบวากันดาก็ได้นะ
อย่างนั้นเลย
ใครจะรู้ค่ะก็วันนี้ขอบคุณคุณอ้นมากนะคะที่พามาเที่ยวที่ Center of Excellence ของ DKSS Technology ค่ะแล้วก็ขอบคุณมาโครมากๆด้วยค่ะลาไปก่อนนะคะวันนี้สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ